Meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being audio recorded for possible later playback. Everyone, please rise for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk.
Budget.
She's down there. She is.
Sorry, we're having a little.
I heard the system was down today.
Yes.
Yeah, wait on the computer.
Yes. That was out of our control. I know.
We'll recess for 5 minutes until this is done. All right, next up on the agenda, payment of bills. That's a motion, please. Oh, sorry.
Councilman Gibson?
Here.
Councilman Jackson?
Here.
Councilman Hess? Here. Councilman Morrissey?
Here.
Councilman Patton? Here. Council President Randolph Short is absent. Mayor Roach?
Here.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion for payment of bills, please. Have been duly ordered by the clerk.
I make a motion that the bills have been properly audited and signed, be approved for me.
Have a second, please. Second. Any questions? Roll call.
Councilman Gibson?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
All right, approval of minutes for 4/8/26 and executive session for 4/8/26. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a second, please. Second. Questions? Roll call.
Councilman Gibson?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Following reports have been filed and are available in the respective offices for review and will be included in the minutes. Police Department report, construction report, tax collectors report, tax collectors report for April to March. Engineers report from environmental resolution, May 2026. Engineers report from Brian Verdict from May 26. And treasurer's report for April 26. Next, proclamation for the National Police Week. To recognize National Police Week 2026 and honor the service and sacrifice for those law enforcement officers who killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Lindenwold Police Department. Whereas since the first death in 1786, more than 24,700 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and have been killed in the line of duty, including Patrolman Hugh Shannon, a member of Lindenwold Police Department, who was killed in the line of duty on 7/24, 1946. Excuse me. The names of these dedicated public servants are engraved in the wall on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. whereas 363 new names of the fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 109 killed in 2025 and 254 officers killed in previous years. Whereas the service of and sacrifice of all the officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 38th Candlelight Visual on the evening of May 13, 2026. Whereas the Candlelight Visual is part of the National Police Week, which will be observed this year on May 10th through May 16th. Whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all the fallen officers and their families of the United States flag should be flown at half-staff. Therefore, be it resolved by the Borough of Lindenwold will observe May 10th through May 16th, 2026 as National Police Week and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and communities across the nation. Thank you. Next, second reading, ordinance 2026-12, ordinance to exceed municipal budget approvals limits to establish a cap bank. Entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:12 be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
Okay, second.
Second.
At this time, we're going to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2026-12. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public. And I will already entertain the motion. Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Woodson?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
If we're all looking at the same place.
Second reading, ordinance 2026-13, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 150, Article 2, Section 150-50 through 150-59, development fees. At this time, we're going to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2026-13. No, I did that. I did.
Oh, sorry.
We did.
I thought it was coming from me, sorry.
Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:13 be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And second, please. Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Woodson?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2026-14, an ordinance to amend chapter 52, regulating the salaries of public works and sewer Teamster 676. At this time, I'm opening the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2026-14. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:14 be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Woodson?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
First reading, ordinance 2026-15, amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 105-8, certificate of occupancy when required. Entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:15 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at our next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Woodson?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Next, ordinance 2026-16, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 105-13.1, occupancy and rental for occupancy of non-conforming dwellings units, continued certificate of occupancy or transfer or titles upon sale. Entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:16 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
First reading ordinance 2026-17, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 105-3, certificate of occupancy, what constitutes a dwelling unit. Entertained a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:17 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Next, first reading ordinance 2026-18. The ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 240-34, emergencies. Entertained a motion.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026-18 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Yes.
Second.
Roll call.
Second.
Councilman Dixon? Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
First reading ordinance 2026-19, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 240-27, municipal liens. Entertained a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026-19 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
First reading ordinance 2026-21, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 240-33, nuisance abatement and correction by borough cost as winter. Sorry. First reading ordinance amending code of Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 240-23, service for complaints, notice, and order. Entertained a motion.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:20 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, and posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Now, first reading of 2026-21, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 240-33, nuisance abandonment or correction by borough cost as liens. Entertained a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026:21 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-22, first reading, non-contractual salary ordinance by title only. Entertained a motion, please.
I make a motion ordinance 2026-22 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
And finally, ordinance 2026-23, first reading, ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Lindenwold, Chapter 345-8, term prohibition. Entertained a motion, please.
I make a motion that ordinance 2026-23 be adopted as read on first reading, published according to law, posted in the Borough Hall with the second reading being held at the next regular meeting.
And second, please.
Second.
Councilwoman Dixon?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Yes.
All right. It is my great pleasure to introduce our CFO, Ms. Dawn Thompson, to our budget review. Public hearing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 2026 budget public hearing. For some of you, you've seen this presentation before, but for others, it will be new. So I try to be real, I'm going to be real brief, but I'm going to go through the slides as quickly as I can, because I think there's about 29 slides. I don't want to be a bit too long, but I'm going to explain so that you have an idea of what our municipal budget, how it's put together, and what is all entailed. So our agenda this evening, as you can see, I'll give some of the 2025 financial highlights, our 2026 budget priorities as well as challenges, our 2026 municipal budget at a glance for both the general fund as well as the sewer utility fund, and just an overview of our capital and the American Rescue Plan funded projects as well as future budget strategy. For our 2025 financial highlights, as you can see, for our general fund, for 2025, our total tax collections was $31.9 million, and that includes our reserve for uncollected taxes. And what the reserve for uncollected taxes is, that's a mandatory reserve in the event what we bill out, we don't collect in its entirety. So that is included in that tax collection amount. The breakdown of our 2025 tax collection includes the municipal levy, which is the piece that the borough budgets. It's the local school piece, the special district, as well as the county. And as you can see by the pie chart, the bulk of that is our school tax at 43%. Our tax collection rate was 98.37%, which was slightly down from 2024, and our available cash surplus was down 43% from 2024. Continuing with our financial highlights for 2025, the allocation of county taxes. Our county taxes was $5.5 million, and what that's comprised of is the general county, our county library, our county open space, and our added and remitted taxes. And as you can see, the allocation of county taxes is the general county piece. All the other pieces just make up a small piece of that county amount that you pay. For our sewer utility fund, for the 2025 financial highlights, our 2025 total sewer fee collections was a little over $2 million, which was up 5.4% from last year. The sewer utility is self-liquidating, which means it's funded by the user fees, so we've taken enough fees in order to cover all of the expenses. Our available cash surplus for sewer was up by 14.9% from 2024. Our 2026 budget priorities. Despite ongoing financial challenges, reduced surplus reserves, and rising healthcare costs, this governing body remains committed to responsible fiscal management and maintaining essential services for our community. The key budget priorities for 2026 are as follows: keeping property taxes steady, improving public communication and accessibility, and continued enhancement of pedestrian safety. I'm going to read this one. Pursue grant funding for the construction of sidewalks, especially in high-traffic areas and near schools, to improve walkability and reduce safety risks for pedestrians. Increase traffic enforcement in areas with heavy pedestrian activity to encourage safer driving and help protect residents crossing or walking along roadways. In addition to partnering with the state on the installation and operation of a new traffic signal at the intersection of Route 30 and US Ave. This project is intended to improve visibility, traffic control, and overall safety at this busy intersection. This particular project with this traffic signal has been a long process. So we finally got to a point where there is a resolution that's on for tonight that has passed for us to partner with the state to be able to get this installation and operation of this traffic signal. We're hoping, and I think our engineer can speak a little bit to it, we're hoping that this project will be completed by maybe next year, the early part of next year. But anyway, that's a good thing.
Oh, is that a DOT issue or is that an engineering issue on the land?
Well,
All the above?
all the above. Continue with our budget priorities for 2026. 2026, return foreclosed properties to productive use. Auction properties acquired by the town. These efforts will support long-term economic stability while improving the appearance and condition of neighborhoods throughout the town. And lastly is the expansion of public safety camera infrastructure. God bless you. Installation and upgrade of CCTV cameras with AI features in strategic locations throughout the town to assist law enforcement where monitoring can help deter criminal activity and improve overall community safety. Some of our challenges for 2026, increased health insurance premiums. We transitioned from the state health benefits plan to the Southern New Jersey Employee Regional Benefits Fund for cost savings. Another challenge was the reduction in surplus reserves. Reserves have been used over the years to help stabilize taxes and support essential operations. We are actively focused on rebuilding surplus reserves by closely monitoring spending and financial trends as the governing body remains committed to responsible fiscal management and long-term financial stability. 2026 budget at a glance. So for the general fund, we have two statutory budget cap calculations. The first is our tax levy cap at 2%. And the way you can look at this is that it limits how much property taxes can increase. So as you can see, what our maximum permitted to be raised and what we actually are going to raise. We have excess of $716,000, which we can bank for subsequent years. Our next cap is the appropriation cap, and that allows a 3.5% COLA, which the ordinance was on tonight, the second reading, for us to be able to do that by statute. But that one, you can look at it, is that it limits how much the town can spend overall. So the maximum allowable you can see, and what we appropriated is pretty close to what the maximum allowed is, leaving us with just 12 cents. Now, the total assessed valuation, which is what we call our ratables, increased to $1.3 billion, up 107.97% from the prior year, and that's the result of the revaluation. You all know that the town was revalued, so based on that, we're up by $1.3 billion. Our 2026 anticipated revenues and appropriations are $21.3 million. We have to have a balanced budget, so your revenues and appropriations have to agree. We utilized $2.7 million of our general fund surplus, in addition to $2 million of our sewer fund surplus in order to support the general operations. We utilized a tax collection rate of 97.86% to calculate the reserve for uncollected taxes, which will leave us a small margin to help generate surplus. Our deferred charge is a special emergency authorization for 5 years. We did that last year for the revaluation. So it's $400,000 that's spread over 5 years. So each year you'll see $80,000 in our budget for that special emergency. Now, based on a $21.3 million budget for 2026, the 2% levy cap has been met, as well as the appropriation cap. So we've met both of those caps. The local projected tax rate of 0.949 equates to a tax rate decrease of 0.805. So you may see that, but don't think that your taxes are going to be reduced, because in a year of a reval, there's a third that's going to go up, there's a third that's going to go down, and there's a third that's going to stay the same. So I'm not sure where you are in this process, but I just want you to understand that just by saying that you have a decrease in the tax rate does not necessarily mean that you're going to have a decrease in your tax bill. 2026 budget summary of information. As you can see, the total assessed valuation, as I explained, we were up by 107%. So you can see where we were last year versus this year, what our levy was last year versus this year, our municipal tax rate, you can see where it is now versus where it was last year, where you can see the decrease, what the average assessed home value is. Now in 2025, the average assessed home value, which we got from our tax assessor, was $113,368. Based on the reval, we're now at $237,879. So the average assessed home value has increased based on the reval. So when you look at that, the average tax per home, based on the average assessed home, you would have a tax of $2,256.92 versus $1,988.22 from last year, which means that there would be an increase of $268.70. So again, that's why I said you cannot look at the fact that we had a decrease in the tax rate to think that you may have a decrease in your tax bill. Because when you look at the tax rate from last year and you look at the tax rate for this year, you're not comparing apples to apples because of the rebound. Next year, it'll be pretty much in line because we'll have a full year of the rebound assessed value and then be able to compare it to next year. So again, we're looking at the average tax per home, it would be $268. This gives you a 5-year trend of our sources of revenues to support the municipal budget. What makes up our revenues are surplus anticipated, miscellaneous local revenues, state aid, uniform construction code fees, other special items, receipts from delinquent taxes, and the amount to be raised, which is the local municipal fees that you all have. The allocation of our anticipated general revenues, as you can see, the largest piece of that is our surplus anticipated. That's the amount of surplus that we put into the budget to help relieve the tax burden. Our percentage of tax collection, as you can see, an 8-year trend, where our tax collection rate has been. Our general fund budget appropriations is over a 5-year trend. What makes up our budget appropriations consists of the following: general operations, deferred charges, capital improvements, municipal debt service, shared service agreements, other operations, grants offset by revenues, and the reserve for uncollected taxes. The allocation of our 2026 general budget appropriations, as you can see, it's broken down, and the bulk of that is the general operations. General operations is broken down into various categories. Those categories include salary and wages, other expenses, statutory expenditures, insurance, and utilities. And as you can see, based on this chart, the largest piece of our general operations would be the salary and wages.
Is that broken down by department somewhere?
It's not broken down by department, but I can tell you the largest is our police department, followed by our public works. Those are our 2 largest departments. And if you need that information, I would be able to provide it to you. Our pension costs over a 5-year trend, as you can see, has been going up. And that includes our public employees as well as our police and fire and our defined contribution retirement plan. Health insurance expense, 5-year trend, you can see that too has been going up. Moving to sewer utility. Our sewer utility revenues and appropriations again have to agree, and that's at $1.95 million. We utilized $296,000 of surplus to support the sewer utility, and as I mentioned earlier, we used $2 million to support the general fund operations. For our sewer utility, the anticipated revenues over a 5-year trend. What makes up our sewer utility revenues is surplus anticipated, our rents, which are basically the user fees, and we have what we consider miscellaneous revenues. And based on that, rents, which are the user fees, is the biggest piece of our revenues for our sewer utility. Appropriations for sewer utility over a 5-year trend. It's broken down into salary and wages, other expenses, debt service, statutory expenditures. And again, in this particular case, other expenses makes up about 42% of our appropriations. In 2026, we had a bond sale. We issued general obligation bonds in the amount of $3.9 million. We had 8.2 in our general improvement bonds and 5.6 in our sewer utility bonds. These bonds provide permanent long-term financing by converting short-term notes into long-term debt and funding new capital improvement projects. This approach supports needed infrastructure improvements while helping keep the annual budget more manageable for taxpayers. Our 2026 proposed capital projects. For road reconstruction and improvements, completion of Carver Avenue, completion of the Lindenwold Park Bikeway Connector, completion of the Carlton sidewalk improvements, completion of reconstruction of Linden Avenue, Oak and Hawthorne, and then reconstruction of various roads. Other improvements and equipment, various improvements to municipal buildings, improvements to various borough parks and recreational facilities, to include gazebos, backstop fence repairs, and parking lot enhancements, and I also believe some lighting as well. I forgot to put that. Also, the acquisition and installation of the CCTV camera and security system for various borough locations. Tasers for the police department and various replacement equipment for the public works department. For our sewer capital, restoration of various sewer lines, various improvements to the sewer utility system, and the acquisition of a 2026 Ford F-350. ARP funding projects. Now, this Americans Rescue monies has been around for a while. This was during the COVID years. And so we have to have all the money spent by the end of 2026. But these are all the projects that we have completed so far. And the remaining projects, which we're still working on, which will be completed by the end of 2026, is our upgrades to pump station number 8, and then of course the traffic light installation at US Avenue and Route 30. We have a 25% cost share with the New Jersey Department of Transportation, so it's about $90,000 that we will be given to the NWDOT, which was funded through ARP, which is why we pressed the state to really move forward on this, because we didn't want to lose the funding. We've been dealing with this for a while with the state, and I do thank our engineers from Remington and Verdict with helping us to get this part of it moving so that we can get the agreement in place. Future strategies and looking ahead. To rebuild financial reserves, continue strengthening surplus reserves through responsible budgeting and careful financial management to maintain long-term fiscal stability and reduce reliance on one-time revenues, pursue grants and shared services, aggressively seek grant funding and expand shared service opportunities to help offset costs, improve efficiency, and reduce the burden on local taxpayers, invest in infrastructure and public safety, continue improving roads, sidewalks, traffic, and public safety measures throughout the town, and to promote economic and property redevelopment, return foreclosed and underutilized properties to productive use, to strengthen neighborhoods, encourage investment, and increase future tax revenues for the town. That completes the public hearing for our 2026 municipal budget.
So I noticed that they're in the proposal for aggressive grant proposals. Are we hiring a grant writer, or
No,
staff going to undertake that?
No, a lot of times with the grants that we get, we do have professionals like our engineers that help us with grants. And then we also receive notification from the state when things come in, and we, do our best to apply for them as long as we qualify. Some grants we don't qualify for, but we do our best to try to apply for as many grants as possible. I will tell you the grants that are the most tedious are the federal grants. But we do everything we can to comply and get as many grants as we can.
So grants from private organizations for maybe community equipment for like our sports teams and things like that. If we as a community see them, can we know them too?
Because I know we applied for the what was it, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which was an NFC grant which helped us to do the it's on the tip of my tongue, the fitness part that we have.
Okay.
We did funding, we got a grant for that. So we do as much as we can as far as getting grants.
Dawn, what was the, I couldn't see from back here, but, what's the budget for like animal control and for, whatever we paid at Homeward Bound?
Oh, Homeward Bound?
Is that where?
We pay Homeward Bound $13,033.33 a month.
What is that
A
for?
month.
What is that?
Is what we pay, that's for the shelter.
I know, but what is that, like, is that like animal control brings an animal there?
Yes, because we don't have a control thing
Yeah.
here, so
We
we
have-
have to accept the animal.
We have, when I tell you that we put up the good fight right there. that
So
we
when they pick up an
protested,
animal for TNR, you don't pay for that stuff when the animal gets.
Yes.
That's all a
So
part
I pay all
of,
that myself.
that's all a part of that fee that we pay. That's all a part of
So I
that
pay
fee.
all that money by myself.
That's all a part of the fee. We have no choice but to pay that.
And what about animal control? What do we pay then?
Animal control, we pay about $1,300.
So we're paying like $26,000 a month between the two.
We pay,
That's
Did you just say
So I have
26,000 a month?
no, 13, no, she said 26,000. No, 13,000 a month is what we pay for
So
the,
150.
shelter. That's homeward bound. 13,000.
That's just for them to drop the animals off.
And that's county?
That's county.
Oh, we need like more.
We don't have,
No,
we
That's
have,
town, isn't it?
this is the homeward bound through the county. We have no choice. This is what the town
It's the
pays.
county.
But if the town had its own facility, it would go there, right?
Right, we don't have our own facility.
Yes or no? That's- If we had our own facility, we wouldn't have to pay them.
We've
To
already
take
tried.
We tried.
We tried with the two facilities that are in town. There's one that's in town, and there's one that's right on the edge of town.
Yeah, they're private.
I've tried to get all three of them, and they will not take us.
Okay.
There's no room for the amount of animals that we seem to be getting. And there are a lot of people who are bringing animals into our town and taking them there.
Yeah, yeah, there's tons of them.
So we get charged, and I get a record every single month, how many animals come into that shelter.
So when all these animals are running loose through our town, and then they go, I guess, animal control picks them up, or the police pick them up, calls animal control, and then they go to homeward bound, and we have to pay. Well, the people who own it, do they get a fine?
Yeah,
For
but
the- for your dogs that are running
Doesn't
loose?
come back to us. Homeward Bound charges them to go back and pick up their animal. And they keep.
But we don't do anything to, because we're putting out money for these people not taking control of their own animals.
We don't use animals they belong to, or they don't. A lot of it's cats, believe it or not.
So my question was, if we had our own in town, we wouldn't have to pay the other people to accept our animals. It's a yes or no question.
You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
so the money, 150 grand a year, we pay
Yeah,
them.
They're like 150 grand, wouldn't even touch with.
Right.
No, I understand that.
Between animal
Over a long
control-
time, but
Between animal control, between the
you get
shelter,
donations, make
we pay I budgeted $177,600. That's
Now, is that cost split between all of the townships in Camden County?
No, we just.
No, this is just for
It's for each,
Lindenwold.
pay a different amount.
This is just
So-
for-
So each township could possibly pay a different amount?
Yes. Yes.
And what does
That's why I
depend
was
on?
asking about animal control all the time. They pay all that, but the guy was never rounding up on the animals.
We just don't get credit.
Yeah, they
It's a
give,
program.
it's a history, they provide, and they went up, I can honestly say, over the last, like 2 years, they've gone up significantly. I mean, and we protested it.
Triple in
Yeah,
the last
triple.
4 years, if not more, actually.
Yeah.
We started off at $55,000 a year, and we're now at what, 132,000?
It's over.
It's over 100,000.
147.
So when I trap an animal and I take it there and I want to get it fixed, hold on, and I want to get it fixed, I could say, let Lindenwold pay? I pay myself for animals that I trap. That's why I'm asking these questions. I put money out of my own pocket.
You can, I
Okay,
take,
we can take
I
them.
trap them and I take them and they fix, you take them to homeward bound, you give your address, they fix them, they tell you when to come back and pick them up. I take cats all the time to get things.
That's what I'm saying. I usually pay out of my own pocket.
You don't have to.
I didn't know that,
We told you that before.
no, because we said we had TNR, we don't have like real
That's a part of
TNR.
this, that's a
That's
part
why I
of
was
the
asking the
service.
question.
No,
It's a part.
we never really changed it.
And it's a part of the service.
Yes.
So, don't pay no more, Diane.
I told you that.
I think we can just dump them at my house, is what it is.
We talk about it.
So you take them down to Lake Lane?
You have a question?
Because we have an issue too.
I have a question about the remote.
I trap myself. And I have people that call their house to trap.
I have a question about promote economic and property redevelopment. It says returning
foreclosed and underutilized properties.
Right, so the
Does
town,
that mean that the town has resolved
The
the
town-
lawsuit against it?
the town has, properties that we foreclosed on. There's still some legal issues. I think our solicitor.
It's not resolved yet. The mayor instructed myself and Ms. Thompson that that's to be our only priority after she got through the budget. So we're gonna be working on that a lot more.
So it's still not possible until this is resolved, which could go on for years. Hopefully
Well,
not.
we're hoping it don't.
It's better.
The security cameras, are they flock cameras?
Are they what?
Flock cameras?
I'm not sure
It's
what.
an
the problem
AI,
is.
AI.
Yes, it has AI features. Yes.
So it reads plates.
Yes. It's
Okay, yes, so
It's
that's
from,
not
what, from my
CCTV.
understanding,
That's already
it is the police department that, did the investigation, did the research for us. So it's really gonna help them out a lot, but it does have AI features from what I understand.
Do we understand the long-term cost on them? Like, we don't own them? They're rented? Has that been discussed or looked
We're
at?
gonna, we're purchasing. And we have, warranties for them as well, so we're purchasing.
All right.
Yep, so we did that through, there should be, I think on this meeting, there should be a resolution, for them, but yes, we're purchasing. And we're doing it through capital.
Okay. And the foreclosed properties, is the plan to like pay the liens off or try to get them canceled, deferred?
We're gonna defer.
As far as we can recall, we're still trying to find the documentation to support it. The lien was already, there shouldn't be a lien on there, but for the fact that a document wasn't filed 17 years ago, when a prior administration was here, that's left this judgment on all these properties. So we're trying to look for stuff from 2009. So the mayor has instructed myself and Ms. Thompson to go into the wade through all the documentation we have in the storage shed until we come up with something to prove that it was in fact paid. Could we pay it again? Yes, I wouldn't suggest it. I don't think it's fair to the taxpayers to make them pay twice when it was already resolved the first time. So that's why it's been in a holding pattern. We're trying to find records from 17 years ago because we're trying to reinvent what happened before Mr. Mayor, which was the mayor from prior administration, before I was here. And not a lot of people have records around from what transpired back in 2008, 2009, 2007. That's the time period we're targeting. So we'll see what we do. Hopefully we'll have some updates because the mayor has instructed us that we're to update the council as soon as we got through the budget, which is a large, tedious process, as you can see. We can start giving council updates periodically, monthly, if we can, as to where we are with that.
And part of the issue too is that we changed banks a couple times. So some things were on disk that you can't read anymore because you don't have those readers on the computers, because you got new computers. So it's a combination of things. So we are working to be able to support that we paid. And the only way to do that is checks.
We checked with the banks that they have, when I looked into it, they keep the records for, I think it's a period of 10 years. And we're way past that.
Yeah.
And, you know, the banks that we were using then have since closed, been merged and bought out. So we gotta find it on our own.
We'll find it.
I have a question, maybe ignorant to this, what's the total money amount in these liens?
We were able to find one and get it cleared. The second one was 70,000 back in 2009 with interest. It's probably about 120 right now.
120 grand, how long have you been working on this?
About a year, a little bit more.
All right, so man hours, he should have just paid it and said, oh well.
Well, it's fair to the taxpayers to pay for the $100,000 plus that they.
We're paying for this
We got the revenue.
for a year over it.
Property.
They may not get you over time. Go by that.
And that's why-
Some of them depress the property values and
These are the options that have been presented to council, this is where they wanted to go.
And that's why it's a
And I
priority.
agree with you.
I mean, don't buy the new F-350, I would pay for that. That's 100% right.
that's pretty close.
Yes.
Is this about the budget?
Yes, 'cause these are all budget
The
questions.
only questions about the budget. We open
Trouble.
the public, make
Sorry. No.
Yes.
So, in the future items for the money that we got through COVID, the one was the United States Route 30. And the state is guaranteed to have that done by the end of the year?
We said probably by next year.
So 2027.
Right, so the only thing I have to do is to encumber the funds and cut the check to them.
Okay, so as
That's
long
the
as
first
they
year.
get a check, we don't lose that money,
We won't lose the money.
even though the project might not be completed. Okay.
Because all I had to do really was to allocate all of the funds. There are some towns, I'm not sure if they did what they were supposed to do, but Lindenwold did what they were supposed to do. We have it until the end of 2026 to expend all the funds, and they will be expended.
And once that's done, that
ARP
money will
is
be
done.
completed.
Yes, yes. And we did quite a bit of that.
I'm sorry, if there's any other further questions after this, we'll take it during the open public portion.
No, because I'm gonna shut it down. Public hearing, the budget will end. So are there any other questions as it pertains to the 2026 budget? All right, well, I thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you for your hard work on this.
And I just wanted to share too that at 4:30 is when the state approved us to adopt the budget tonight. Because the state is going through some changes and we did not get our budget review notes because we are a town that gets reviewed, our budget gets reviewed every single year. And I will tell you, we didn't get our review notes until about 1:30 yesterday, and it was a long list of things that needed to be completed. And we just got the approval at 4:30, so I'm grateful for that. So we're good.
Okay, entertain a motion for resolution 2026-117, adopted in the 2026.
I make a motion that resolution 2026-117 be adopted as read.
And second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Mason? Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Next. Next, consent agenda, the items listed below are considered routine by Borough law and reacting upon in one motion. There will be no formal discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Entertain a motion for resolution 2026-102 115.
I make a motion that consent agenda items resolution 2026-102 through 115 be adopted as read.
And second, please.
Second.
Councilman Mason?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Next, on to council, Councilman Morris.
Skip one. 2026-116. That's it.
115.
You said 115. Because that's what it says at the top.
Sorry.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-116.
Make a motion that consent agenda items resolution 2026-116 be adopted as read.
Second.
Councilman Mason?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilman Patton?
Okay. Open council, Councilman Morris.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing I'd like to mention is that there is a community cleanup scheduled this Saturday, May 16th, in Town Development on South Holland Street at the back of the townhomes, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., co-sponsored by Lindenwold and our Public Works Department. If you have any available time to come out and help, that would be much appreciated.
That's not sponsored by Public Works. Public Works is not involved in that.
Okay, I stand corrected, I apologize.
Trevor.
Okay, Fire Commission report. There were 46 inspections completed, 27 re-inspections, 16 smoke and carbon monoxide compliance inspections, 3 permits, 2 OPA requests. The fire department still offers free smoke alarms to residents. They will come and install them free of charge. They also have stickers available for if you have an autistic resident in your house, apartment. You'll have only to call the fire department, set up an appointment to either get a smoke alarm installed or hook up the sticker. The number is 856-346-0935. There are 66 calls for service, including 15 alarms, 3 apartments, 1 building, 1 brush, 7 dwelling, 4 EMS assists, 5 investigations, 8 CO alarms, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 car fire, 2 public service, 12 gas leaks, 3 motor vehicle accidents with rescue, and 1 tree down. And let's see, the tower and flag were present for the opening of the Little League, on April 24th. The tower assisted raising the flag for a fallen corrections officer on March 26th. The squad had some repairs done. The tower is okay. The engine had a minor repair fixed. The sport is still waiting for parts to be delivered before it remains out of service. And several training sessions were held. And that's all I have for you. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilwoman Hess.
Thank you, Mayor. Lindenwold Public Works, April report. Tons of trash collected, 796. Tons of recycling, 89. Local items collected, 416. Scrap metal picked up, 87. Concrete picked up, 8. Stumps picked up, 9. Property maintenance, 0. Number of accidents, 0. Service calls, 55. Stoppages, 14. Main stoppages, 0. Emergency calls, 12. Markouts, 35. Pump station repaired, 6. Troubled areas jetted, 2. Pump station factored, 1. For Laurel Springs, we've had 6 service calls, 5 stoppages, 1 main stoppage, 3 emergency calls, 0 markouts. For our police department, total calls service, 1,757. Traffic accidents, 47. Community policing, 48. Traffic enforcement stops, 116. Criminal complaints issued by officers, 71. Traffic summons issued by officers, 135. Criminal complaints issued by citizens, 14. Traffic summons issued by citizens, 0. Detective Bureau investigations, 35. And for our police department, they have the Hooked on Fishing event coming up on June 6th. Excuse me, which will be at Lake Worth from 8 to 11. All your children, this is our 11th annual fishing tournament for a challenge for the children. So please encourage all your kids to come out to that. Our community-wide yard sale is June 13th. It's always the second Saturday in June and the second Saturday of October. And then the October one is October 10th. 8 to 3, you can send your name and email to events@lindenwold.net to get your name on the list and address for the yard sale. The last update to the listing will be the day before the event at 1 p.m. If you don't have your name and address on the website by 1 p.m., no one will know about it. And our car show, well, Jermaine, I guess we'll have the car show. August 7th, that's still far away, we can talk about that. That's all that I have, thank you.
Mrs. Dixon.
Councilwoman.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Good evening, everyone. Tomorrow, which is the 14th, there will be kindergarten registration from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Early Childhood Center here in Lindenwold. For school number 4, there will be Health and Wellness Week starting May 18th. School number 5, Spring School Concert, May 27th from 7 to 8 p.m. at our Lindenwold High School. Also, May 20th, Lindenwold Middle School and Lindenwold High School will be having a spring band concert starting at 5 p.m. at Lindenwold High School. Lastly, Parks and Recreation, Lindenwold Park is adding an additional nature trail coming very soon near the baseball fields and Lindenwold Park.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We have Memorial Day, our tribute Memorial Day, May 25th at the park, and the program begins at 9 a.m. Please, everyone come out and attend our service, our Memorial Day services. That's all, I'm sorry.
Councilwoman Hatton.
Thank you, my name is Lindenwold. Foster Care Awareness Month. Each May, we recognize Foster Care Awareness Month and the children growing up in foster care. After over 11 years of working to protect and support children myself, the stories, they truly never leave you. In New Jersey, we identified 13,748 people in 2025 experiencing homelessness, including nearly 2,000 people who are unsheltered. When we see homelessness, we may not always see what we really see. We may be seeing someone who was once a child and never had a chance to feel safe, rooted, or protected. Yet resources do exist, but for some people, trust in the system is long gone. I'm not perfect, and I've had my own biases too. But during Foster Care Awareness Month, I'm asking for a pause from quick judgment. A pause long enough to ask, who am I really ignoring? What story might I not know? What child existed before this adult? And as far as the Historic Commission is concerned, Wednesday, May 20th, we're going to be going to the Historic Commission in Camden at 12:30 to 2:30, and we'll be visiting again May 27th from 12 to 1 to the Pomona House Hall Tour. And I booked about 5 different sessions in case anyone wants to come. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Jennings.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. First, thank you, Ms. Thompson. It was a great presentation. But I was planning to thank you tonight for bringing your child's birthday. That was a very nice event put together, organized by you. My kids had a great time. We appreciated it. So thank you very much. Also, if anyone didn't check out the new website that's launched, Lindenwold.com, thanks to Brenda Roach and Mrs. Thompson. Oh, I'm sorry. Nobody said it, so I didn't. Okay. All right. I just. My bad. I take that back. All right. Also, just want to mention we did complete, Councilwoman Hess and I did complete the FBI and TD Bank seminars with the senior community here in the last month, the April Fraud Prevention Month. We had a great turnout. I think it was very informative. I learned some things. We all learned some things. So we'll definitely do a follow-up soon. Maybe in the next 6 months or so, we'll do a follow-up or something. Also wanted to remind everyone, I wanted to give everyone the schedule for concerts and movies this summer. First, we'll have a concert on June 26th, Suitcase Murphy, 7 p.m. Next will be a movie. I'm sorry. Yes. Next will be a movie, July 10th. That's Zootopia. The movie start at dusk. Next will be a concert on July 17th for Chicago 9, 7 p.m. start. After that, we have a car show. Sorry. A car show August 7th, 6 p.m. And a concert with that as well. Last, we have a movie August 21st. Again, all movies start at dusk. That's all I have. Thank you.
Good evening again. On behalf of Council President Sharp, who is the liaison of the media department, or the media team rather, she wasn't able to be with us today, but she is excited to announce the launch of our new website. It was launched on Monday, May the 11th. Our new website includes an audio eye accessibility features. There's a new icon located at the bottom right of the screen to help ensure ADA compliance. And we will soon be adding a chatbot feature as well. So AI is taking over. But in order for us to put that on, Civic Plus has to help us educate the chatbot before we can launch that right away. So again, we're excited about the new website. I'm not sure whether or not you was able to look at it, but if you go to the site and you see a few things that need to be tweaked, you can let us know, because we do know that there's probably still a few adjustments and refinements that we need to do. But also, Council President Sharp wanted me to publicly recognize the tremendous work and effort that Brenda Roach put into helping us to launch the website. So she says, hats off to Brenda for a job well done. That's it for Council President Sharp as far as the website. Now I'm going to move into just a brief report. We did a $13.9 million general bond obligation, and we had a total of 9 financial institutions that bid on our bonds. And the winning financial institution was Misabro Financial Inc., and we got an interest rate of 3.15%. So with that being the lowest interest rate, they were awarded the bond. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that information as it pertains to our bond sale. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. At this time, I'm going to open the meeting to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and please don't forget to sign in before you leave.
Hi, my name is Tom Rice. I live at 213 Cypress Avenue, and I've been here, this is the third time on the same issue. It's the deplorable condition of the property next door at 211. I've been trying to get the attention of the borough to remediate the property and at least clean it up.
Didn't they come out there today?
There
I'm sorry. Didn't they come out today? I'm sorry.
There have been some limited things done to the property. We boarded up after my last visit here, all right? And they did, way back in January, cut down some bamboo, which now with the advent of spring has sprung up and now regrowed. However, I must say that I'm happy to report that as of today, someone, I guess from Public Works, showed up and started cutting some bamboo.
It's a landscaper.
Now, that's a good thing, all right? That's an effort towards cleaning up the property which is owned by the borough, okay? And basically, my question for this meeting is this a commitment on the part of the borough to finally clean up and remediate your property that I understand you got to prove foreclosure, but with foreclosure goes responsibility to take care of it. So I want to know, do I have a commitment now that you're going to work towards cleaning this albatross up?
Okay. They will maintain the property until the property is sold. We've already had a lot of people asking about that property. So it's going to be one of the first ones that gets cleared up and sold. So yes, we will maintain it until that time it's sold.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And
So
Mr. Geis.
I have a commitment on your part that you're going to maintain it,
Yes.
clean it up, till it's sold.
Yes.
And that's okay. I mean, you're aware the property has no roof, no electric, no whatever, but whatever.
There's a lot of people interested in it.
All right, just so when I look out my window, I have to look at the thing. All right? All right, so you're committed to doing that.
Yes.
Mr. Geis, I just wanted to let you know, it wasn't Public Works that came out, it was actually a landscaper. Abellis Landscaping was out today to work on removing the bamboo.
Yeah, they
just
showed
cut
up
it down.
today.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
They're cutting down the bamboo they already cut down and regrew. And naturally, unless you get the roots, it's going to regrow. So you're kind of committing to chopping this down as it problem?
I've been working with Public Works and Fred to make sure that that property is maintained. We couldn't get a hold of the landscaper for a couple of weeks. We were trying.
Yeah.
And I got upset when you said nobody's doing anything, because I knew that I got the email today that they were supposed to be out there. That's why I was gonna be upset. I was trying to make sure that they did take care of your needs.
Okay,
So that's,
I can't ask for more than that.
thank you, I appreciate it.
I just need a commitment on the part of the borough that you're gonna do something about cleaning it up. Okay,
Thank
if not, I'll see you next month.
Anyone else in the public wishing to speak? Mr. McGill?
Back about my favorite property. We are starting to have a dog problem again. They're only puppies, and they're not vicious at this point, but they're getting out on a regular basis, running through everybody's yard.
The same property?
Same problems. And now one of my neighbors has experienced a problem with a very large tree at the back of that property. It's in very bad shape, dropping large branches in his backyard. They have some young kids living there, they have an inflatable pool they put up in the summertime, and they're now afraid that they can't even put their pool up because branches just randomly dropping off that tree, large enough to hurt someone.
The council was working on this. Do you want to?
I talked to you last week about it, all the information I have, I already talked to you about when I saw you.
I just wanted you to be aware there's more problems still going on.
Thank
3 years.
Anyone else in the public wishing to speak?
Good evening, my name is Shell Day, 25 Georgetown Road, Lindenwold. I wanted to say it's great, it's summertime, we got heat, snow's going, but I gotta talk about snow. We had a Georgetown condominium meeting, and they said they're not responsible for the sidewalk on Shrewsbury Road. Last month, I was here and told you about that. I just wanted to find out, they said that they weren't fined either. When I was here last month, I was told that Georgetown was fined $100 for not shoveling the snow on Shrewsbury Road. Now, last night they said that's a lie. I want to find out, does anybody know whether or not they were fined or?
You asked me that today, didn't you? You asked in the construction office today, didn't you?
Yes, and they said they're going to try and get back to me today. And they did call me.
I'm sorry, that's right. Unfortunately, our system has been down for 2 or 3 days now. So, as soon as they get into the system to verify it, they'll get back to you.
To verify what, whether they were fined or not?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the system was down, it's out of the system was down. But yeah, tomorrow, Heather said she was going to let me know. But last month, I had asked that, and I got it from you, Mayor, that they were fined.
Well, just keep this in the back of your mind. It's the same thing, the same issues they had with the garbage cans and all the garbage stuff that they kept telling was not, that was.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't trust them, and they, in my opinion, they're liars. So, so tomorrow I'll find out. So, I mean, the city was so great to make a sidewalk for the children. And it was agreed that we would shovel that snow. And now, for some reason, the president of the association, who agreed to last time, when it was first made, now all of a sudden changed his mind, lying, and saying, no, it's not our responsibility. Going along with the management, that action management. So, all right, appreciate it, and I'll talk to them, to Coach tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, close the meeting to the public, and entertain a motion for adjournment, please.
I just have a question regarding, ordinances and have a file complaint and see if it gets followed through, and how long from start to finish, and what's going on with that.
You go into that office right over there, and you ask them for a complaint form, and they'll give you the form.
Okay.
Or you can go online and fill it out, and
Awesome.
complain, and
I've done that, and nothing's been done. For weeks, months, years, regarding some trash cans over on Hundred Square. That's been there for years, resident, and there's been trash cans out, cats in them, trash all over the
Who you
street.
send a complaint to?
Mr. Coach, yes. R. Roach, admin.net, code, admin.net, clerk, admin.net, a few of them. Talk to code enforcement, Ty, nothing's getting done. So if I had to forward the emails again, I'll take the garbage email from it,
So you're saying it's trash cans?
trash cans out on the houses that they have.
what's the house number?
81 Lindenwold Square through 85. 135 through 85, 52, there's several of them. I drove past 5 of them tonight coming in, and trashing is Friday. They were overflowing on Monday. I sent pictures to you guys. Nothing's getting done. I'm tired of picking up trash or related from my hands by your bar. I'm sure
So
you
you
heard
said-
Craig Wells is who I am. He knows I sent emails.
81, 85, 135, 52.
Yeah, there's trash cans on sidewalks, out front of people's houses, laying down, just a mess. The grass this tall next to it, nothing's getting in. And emails, voice messages with this guy.
I'll be here tomorrow morning, I'll talk to them tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Make sure it's okay.
So what's the progress on that? Like, I file it in 14 days, they have to.
They have
figure it
usually
out. That's
10
what I
days,
would know.
they usually have 10 days to fix it, and if they fix it within the 10 days, then nothing happens, and it starts all over again.
Okay.
If they do it, and see, so a lot of times these people just take it, move them before the 10 days are up, and then a week later, they put them back out and leave there again.
They don't do it.
So, I mean, it's an ongoing process, and unfortunately, our court system does not do anything about it.
You know, just
You get anything?
Yeah. The code enforcement does what, as much as they can do until they get to court. Once they get to court, then it's up to the judge to decide what to do.
All right.
So,
There's
something
something
happens.
going on. Because I dealt with my neighbor directly, and I don't have to go to the neighborhood, but he takes his trash can, because I threw it over the fence.
I will talk to them tomorrow.
So hopefully I'll be forward the emails to all you guys tonight, and talk to them tomorrow.
Can you make sure I get it as well?
Yeah, I'll send it up.
Dean Thompson,
Dean
that doesn't want that.
Thank you.
Right. Entertain motion for adjournment.
So moved.
And a second. All in favor? Motion carried.